and welcome to another video. In the last one, I showed you the introduction of the new shader type into Fyne 2.8 that we're working on releasing right now. This means that you can bring in complex visualizations and other 3D effects into your applications without having to do anything really complex internally. And I said that I would come back to it and show you some of the things that we're doing in larger projects, and that's what I'm doing today. I want to show you this developer preview of Tyde, the recently renamed Fyne Desk project. From this About screen, you can see I'm working with a developer preview version. We have our new naming and the logo here. And of course, this is all built on the amazing work of these authors from the Fyne Desk project before. Without their experience, this just wouldn't be possible. And so what has it made possible? Well, let me just jump back to my IDE here. I said it's all part of the shader features, and I have searched for new shader in my IDE, and there's 4 matches here. The first 2 are in the internal UI package. One of them is called Desk Cube, and one of them is called Desk Overview. Perhaps you can guess what these are. But if I just jump to the Desk Cube here, you can see it's just calling new shader and passing a couple of parameters. These are the OpenGL shader code that will get compiled onto the graphics card. I can jump in and show you the details, but it might not mean a whole lot. I find OpenGL really difficult to read. But Claude Code helped me with this, and I was very grateful. If you want to, check out the details. Otherwise, let's have a look at what that makes possible. So, the cube, as you might imagine, is a 3-dimensional shape, and in the context of a desktop, it's for visualizing our virtual desktops. Here I'm on desktop 1, and I can tap to move to 2. And that's loaded the 3D cube and has made the transition. I can go back again by tapping on 1, and it brings our windows back into view with the desktop that they were on. And this works with the keyboard shortcuts as well. I could go Super 2 or back with Super 1. Next, I'm going to show you the desk overview. This was a feature inspired by some work I saw at GopherCon Europe last week in Berlin. Eric showed me this wonderful desktop system he was working on that allowed you to zoom out to see context. And I thought, a simpler version of that would make a lot of sense here. And so I've attached it to this button at the top of our virtual desktop pager. And when I tap it, we zoom out into this overview of the virtual desktops. You can see the one I'm working on highlighted. And I can tap to go to maybe virtual desktop 2, and it animates back in. And then I can do the same to go back to that virtual desktop. These are 2 really nice pieces of functionality that add a little bit of smoothness and animation to our day-to-day. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. And so a few projects that have inspired me in the past made me think about what else we could do with a bit of graphics on the desktop. The first one is the Flames module. Now, I think the first time I saw desktop Flames would have been Enlightenment 016, more years ago than I can remember now, but it was impressive to be having that running on software with low power devices. So we should surely be able to do the same now. And we can, of course. Let me just bring up my module settings and load the Flames module. And you can see this is attached to the virtual desktops. It's rendering from the bottom of the screen. And if I change virtual desktops, there they are attached to the bottom of the other one as well. So just something a little bit warmer and cozy for the winter evenings. Of course, it really is not a winter evening right now, so I'm going to turn that back off. You might be able to hear laptop fans as well. It's getting a bit warm in here. But if you were thinking about hunkering down, maybe you would want the Christmas functionality as well. These Christmas lights are showing just through another shader, the snowflakes falling, and that's all composited. So if you were to change to a full opacity window, they would disappear behind it. Hopefully that's given you a small taster of what's possible, and you'll try adding shaders to your own apps as well. Do let me know what you achieve with it, I'd love to see. Thanks for joining me once again, and do check out some of my other sites online. Head to andy.xyz in your browser for my blog, and also to see a list of speaking events if you'd like to catch up with me at a GopherCon later in the year. You could see my archive at youtube.com, or consider sponsoring me through Patreon. It would be great to engage with our audience there to learn what you'd like to see more of. Do check out fishos.com, where we're working on that desktop and in fact entire operating system, and also aptrix.ai, where we're helping pull together a technology that makes it possible for everybody to build apps that work everywhere without having to learn how to develop. I'll see you in a future video.